Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Wisconsin Shoe Guy. And today we're going to do a shoe review of my Carmina JF and J Baker hole cuts that are cut into an Adelaide pattern. And so they're faux Adelaide. And it happens to be custom weekend for Carmina. And I think that that's a great time to talk about a custom pair of Carminas. Now, Carmina is a very well-established brand. They've been around forever. They do really, really solid work on their shoes and boots. They always have something unique, some unique twist on them, which is exciting. And I, for one, am very pleased with the work that they've done on these and all my others. Honestly, I've never been dissatisfied with a pair from Carmina. This shoe can be on almost any of their lasts. And I think that that's one of the really interesting things about picking a shoe out on their custom tool is that you can choose any of the lasts. Now, the last time I used their custom tool, it didn't actually show the last. By the way, this is an antique Kiwi shoe brush that I got from my nephew in a bunch of antique shoe stuff. And so every now and then, I guess it's a nervous habit, I just like to brush shoes. And these toes need a little bit of work because I haven't worn them in a bit. But as I look at these, and this is a really good time to talk about color, because I asked for these in brown and I swore that they were burgundy, and I look at them now and they're brown. And I actually went into Carmina and I showed them pictures of it, and they showed me a couple of different shoes, and this is Carmina brown. It just has a very burgundy look to it. And you know, and that's the JF and J Baker. Now the grain on this is so cool. And this is something that is now available. You can actually just choose it as an option. When I ordered these, I had to do like some code in the comments in order to say, hey, I want this. And I had to put it in at Shell Cordovan pricing. It is pricey. Now I did a natural edge and a double sole. So it looks like a triple sole, but remember the top part is the Welt. Now I have another pair that is a triple sole. It's not much thicker than this. So sometimes what they do is they'll just add another layer, but they're thinner. I had them put on plates. This is a Carmina plate. I'm one of the pilots for that, so we're kind of testing it out. And it's very nice. They did a great job with it. JR soles. Many guys would follow that with the, of course. You know, when you do natural welt and a natural edge, the stitching, especially with the white stitching like we did here, really, really shows. And I can tell you from experience that when you do that with Carmina, you're never disappointed. But some other brands are a little dodgy when it comes to that. They kind of look like this little section, which kind of gotten eaten up because I stepped on something. Everywhere. That's not necessarily a good thing. But I mean, take a look at the welt work here. It is not very visible. And you know, even to my eye where I've looked at a lot of welts, you know, I see it, but it's not bad, right? And I think that that's important. A lot of guys are very picky about their shoes. Probably, in fairness to the shoemakers, more picky than we should be. Because after all, people don't look at your shoes from this close. They look at your shoes from usually 4 to 6 to 7 feet away, right? And that's if they're standing right next to you looking at your feet. So it's it is an interesting phenomenon, but we're all very, especially because you polish shoes, so you really get into the nooks and crannies, and so every little thing we tend to call out. And but I really do think that Carmina does a great job. Now, a couple things that I noticed about this after I bought them that I didn't notice when I was looking at the custom site that I want to point out. This has 6 eyelets. This is the only pair of Carmina that I have that has 6 eyelets, and I thought that that was worthy of note because I always think of 6 eyelets as an American shoe thing. Alan Edmonds is famous for 6 eyelets. Now these eyelets are tapered and they're wider on the shoe, so you get your laces are more pronounced, and of course that's all part of the Carmina style, right? But there are 6 of them, which is kind of cool. You know, the only seam on the shoe is right there. Incredibly clean, as you would expect, right? Now you can also paint the soles. You can do a lot of different things with them. You can choose stitching color on their custom tool now, which I did on another pair that I did in shell cordovan after these. And so as you're going through, and if you want to take a look, even for fun, if you're not going to take advantage of the sale, take a look at the custom tool when you watch this video at Carmina Shoemaker, I think, .com. And if not, just Google Carmina shoes and you'll find it right away. It is a very, very cool tool. And it is addictive. The Shoe Enthusiast, another guy on Instagram and on YouTube, he and I are also friends and chat a lot. And he sent me like 4 different makeups of different shoes and boots that he was looking at. And, you know, we all do this a lot because, you know, you go into the tool and you play with it and you find things and you screenshot it and you're like, oh, that's really great. You throw it in your cart and you go and you do something else. You throw that in your cart and then you're like, well, I can't buy 4 pairs of shoes that kind of look the same. So which one am I going to choose, right? And so you get your friends to, you know, comment in and you know, he also talked about how addictive it is, because it is a lot of fun to just go out there and design shoes and figure out, hey, well, is this going to look good or is that going to look good? What looks like it's custom? What looks like it's just, well, like would have been off the shelf? Holy cow, I hope I don't spend 30% of a fee in order to customize shoes that are exactly like what they have and ready to wear. I mean, I think that's everybody's nightmare, right? But you don't have to worry about this weekend because the 30% custom fee is waived. So take a look. This is Wisconsin Shoe Guy. These are my Carminas. If you have the opportunity to get the Baker hatch grain, this Russian, they call it Russian reindeer, they call it Russian hatch. It is calf, and it's supposed to have the same or as close to the same pattern as the reindeer leather that was found in the shipwreck that had been underwater for 100 years. It has a very unique scent, which is a strong scent. I've had them for 6 months and you can still smell it, but it's not unpleasant, and it is a unique grain. So definitely something to take a look at. If you actually want to look at something in the grain that inspired this, George cleverly does have some of that leather left. Every now and then they put a shoe together for it. One of the guys in the groups has a pair and they're absolutely wonderful, but they're bespoke. You know, it is a hefty investment. A lot of folks are using this from Baker as a good substitute for it. That's what I do. They also, Horween makes a wonderful hatch grain. Annonay makes a wonderful hatch grain. There's a lot of hatch grains that are out there that are not pebble grain, but have this wonderful hatched pattern. You know, that pattern can vary a lot. So it's good to take a look at, you know, large samples so that you know what you're looking at. So this is Wisconsin Shoe Guy, and take 2. I'm out. Thanks for watching.